Welcome to another CheapWineFinder.com podcast where we talk about a wine like we always do. This is Champion Dave. Today we have spring on our minds and we have a really good white wine. The name is Vino from CasaSmith, Columbia Valley Pinot Grigio 2020. CasaSmith is Charles Smith Wines, House of Smith. I'm a fan of their wines, tell you that up front. They have a $100 plus wines, and they have $10 wines. This is a wine I found for $9 on the internet. I've seen this high as $13, but it's roughly a $10 wine, and it gets 90 points on a regular basis. And what else can you ask for a $10 wine or $9? And when I got it, even though Columbia Valley is in the name, it's a single vineyard wine. It's from the Evergreen Vineyard in the Ancient Lakes AVA, which is interesting. Charles Smith Wines is usually a small selection of vineyards. It's from the Milbrants. Milbrants is one of the largest family-owned vineyards. They have their own wine too, but they're very well known for the quality of their vineyards. And this is from the single vineyard. Ancient Lakes is in northern Columbia Valley. It's cooler. Most of the best Pinot Grigio in Italy comes from Alto Adige, which is in the foothills of the Dolomite Mountains, which are the Italian Alps. And the Adige is the river that runs through there, and this is the heights over the river. Now, the Ancient Lakes AVA in the Columbia Valley don't have the Alps, but they do have high bluffs over a river valley. And they do have the cool weather. And another thing that they don't have that the Italian wines have, and I appreciate this, is often Italian, especially from Alto Adige, will have a lot of acidity, a little bit too much acidity for my taste. They come in kind of sharp. And this one has the acidity, actually interesting acidity. It starts off subtle, then it kind of builds as it goes along, becomes part of the flavor profile, which I think is a little bit on the unique side, and I liked it. And I'm going to take a sip and we'll talk about it, because it's just a good white wine. It's not what is expected. The Columbia Valley is really well known for Syrah, Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, and maybe Chardonnay, and they're starting to do other things. So Pinot Grigio from up there is not the most expected wine in the world. And this is rocking for me. I mean, I really enjoy it. It starts off soft and then it builds. And it's got grapefruit and peach and pear and apple and some stone fruit. They use whole cluster pressing. Whole cluster means that they don't separate the grapes from the stems and the twigs and what have you. And that usually adds flavor to the wine and texture to the wine. It's something they do a lot with Pinot Grigio. It's like it's old school way of doing things. Like everything you take away takes away flavor, so don't take much away. And it's aged in stainless steel for 10 months. And a lot of these $10 white wines, Pinot Grigio, they're in steel for 3 months. So that it was aged for 10 months. And this is a 2020. This is, it might have been released last year, but this is, 2023, hitting spring. Tells you that they picked it with a good deal of acidity, and acidity is what allows a wine to last a while. A bottle, you can have a wine 6 years later because the acidity is good enough that it doesn't die out. A wine with no acidity is not a very good wine. So it tells you that it was made the right way, that it had the acidity and they needed 10 months to calm the wine down. I'm going to take another sip. Now, if it's a drink it now wine and they have it in a stainless steel tank for 3 months, that's not the worst thing if you're supposed to drink it right away. But having it done the old school way is always kind of nice. I mean, taking the extra time and doing it right is something that is appreciated. So there you go. This is a white wine with really good flavor. Starts out smooth and builds. Great acidity. The acidity starts out smooth and builds. It's probably what the flavors do. The acidity pushes everything along. Yellow, white, and olive for the colors in the label. Looks great. Tastes great. Price is right. You know, this could be a staple for your summer. This is something you could pour on hot days, on cool nights. Doesn't matter. I like it. I'm a fan. It's the Vino from CasaSmith, Columbia Valley, but though it's the Ancient Lakes Evergreen Vineyard, Pinot Grigio 2020. Found it for $9. If you got it, you might find it something for $12, but heck, it's worth it. It's worth it at $12. It's worth it at $15 or something. So that's it for me, Domain Dave. This is our last podcast for Easter. Have a great family get together, if you will, and I will talk to everybody on the other side of Easter. Keep it cheap. Not so much staying warm anymore. It's staying dry. So adios. Keep it cheap, and I'll be talking to everybody in a couple of days, and we'll find more good wines to talk about. So until next time, bye bye.